This episode of the Great Lakes Outdoors podcast is brought to you by
Migrate Ammunition, GK Calls, Gibraltar Boatyard, Point Malay Waterfowl Festival, Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association, Turtle Box. We'd like to give a special thanks to Brian Ellithorpe. Give him a follow on all social media.
We appreciate all the support. Now let's get to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Bushlight Apple. Look at that, Trav. Trav's getting fat up in here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Great Lakes Outdoors podcast. We got the Turkey Man. We got the guy that opening day, his first opening, or not opening day, I should say, but his first sit, said that he was going to kill one, be done. And he's the guy that I seen out there 2 days in a row, I think it was. Trav.
Well, if you listen to my story, that was all a dream. It was a dream.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. I gotcha. Have you finally woke up from that dream?
And you don't know what I did. Maybe I was helping Ben this morning. You don't know because he never asked me how I'm doing, never wished me a good luck, never nothing. Nothing. Not a dang thing.
Well, I had a busy weekend myself. You don't know how I did. I never got a good luck either.
Yeah, I know. I tried to call you. I tried to call you, didn't even answer. I was going to call you and get a report of what happened. And nothing. I wake up the next morning to hunt, and I have a call at like 10:30 at night. I'm like, what a jerk face, you know? What jerk face.
Sounds about right. Busy man, busy guy.
Yeah, too busy for friends, work partners, hunting buddies.
Hunting buddies. We
Everything.
can't even
Just
say
too
that. You
busy
don't
for
come
'em.
over here and hunt with me, so we can't even say hunting buddies.
I mean, we could still be hunting buddies,
Yeah,
but
fair
I don't
enough.
know. Maybe I guess we're not since I don't even get a hey, I shot a turkey. I just get a video of you shooting a turkey. Oh, hey, guess what, everyone? Kyle shot a turkey. Guys, everyone.
Thanks for ruining it. I haven't even
So
posted.
I don't even know what happened. I don't
You're
even
right.
know what happened. So
You're
this
right.
will be breaking news for everyone here.
Yeah,
I don't even
I
know.
mean,
Did you tell your dad you shot a turkey? You told him? Okay.
So, do you want to start first, or do you want me to start first?
No, you start first. It happened. You got it done before I did. So
Tuesday morning, we'll break it back down. Tuesday morning, I went back out after my miss on Monday, and I knew this property. I knew somewhat where the birds were roosted at. I had them talking in the morning, but I ran some deer out in the morning when I was walking out, and I knew I had to get back in this back 2 track where they were roosted at. So I asked my dad, I said, where do you think I should go? And he said this property, and I really didn't want to go there in the first place, and I was using this 410 still. And I started walking back. I jumped the deer out, and I thought I heard some turkeys run off, and or fly off, I should say, because it was, they're on the roost still. And I said, all right, whatever. I'll just try to sneak back there. Hopefully there'll be another bird back there or whatever. And I'm starting to walk. I'm walking slow, and I'm walking, trying to watch every single step, not really just trying to be as quiet as I possibly can. So I'm walking. I finally get back to the 2 track where it's quiet. I'm not walking through muck anymore or anything. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden I look up to my right, and about 100 yards in front of me, if that, I see a bird strutting on a limb, all fanned out. And I said, well, I guess this is where I'm sitting because I can't get I can't get further than where I'm at now. So I get set up, and he fires off, and 2 other birds fire off. And I had hens talking all morning, and they're flying all around me, flying down. And I had the one bird pitched down in front of me about, 75, 80 yards, and just strutting. Well, I thought he had a hen with him, and he was strutting because I had the one hen decoy out. And I had a hen and the other Tom come up and start walking down the 2 track towards me. And then that Tom came running in. And, well, I ended up missing my second turkey of the year. First time I've ever done that. He was close, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened on that one. The first one I hit a tree. So it was back-to-back days where I just I don't know, did not feel great. And I think I hit him, and I looked for that bird for about an hour afterwards. I couldn't find him, and I don't know what happened. And
yeah, I mean, you definitely hit that bird. You must have just either hit it back or just didn't get a BB in where you're supposed to,
And I think that gun shoots high, so I might have just shot high in general. I don't know. That's what I'm going to go with, is I just shot high, and I was rushing the shot, just, peeking the shot. Went back to work Wednesday, Thursday, and then Thursday afternoon, I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to take Friday off too. So I took Friday off. I get out there late. I got out there at about 6:30, sat down, didn't hear no gobbling. And mind you, we just got permission to go back on this piece the night before. We had permission previously. We just haven't asked for it again. And I seen a bird out there Tuesday, and I was like, I know he's out there. I know he's a smart bird. I know he's got to be a big bird. Because this was the bird before opening day even hit. He was laying down in the winter wheat like every time a car would drive by. Like he was just super sketched out about everything. Well, I sit down. I don't hear any gobbling going on, and out of the corner of my eye to the left, I catch some movement, and I look over, and there's a coyote standing there about 20 yards. And at this point, I got the 20 gauge into 20 gauge, and I go to pull the trigger on this coyote, and it clicks. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me right now. So I re-rack it, put a new shell in, shoot, and the coyote just dumps right there, just done. And at this point, I'm like, all right, my morning's screwed. Like, I haven't heard a gobble. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm just about done with it all. And I had a couple people Snapchat me, and they're like, yeah, just sit down, just sit tight, whatever. I was like, you know what, I'll give it till about 7:30, 7:45 at the latest and just see what happens. I moved down a little bit just to the corner. It's like this field is almost like L-shaped. So I moved down to the corner, so if a bird pops out on this side of the field, they could still see, I only had one hen decoy out there again, so they could see the one hen on both sides. And next thing you know, I hear a gobble at like 7:40. And I thought he was coming to my right, and then he gobbled again, and it was to my left. Well, next thing you know, I see a Jake walk through, and then the Tom. And as soon as the Jake came through, I clicked the safety, and he like picked his head up. And I don't know if he seen me or just heard that or what, but the Jake started walking back. And as soon as that Tom turned, I shot, and he did a backflip, and that's all she wrote. And so the third time's a charm for me on turkeys this year.
So it
not
sounds like
crazy
you
morning,
tried
but-
to screw up for the third time.
Yeah, I mean, I was hitting good. The sun was kind of on me, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of tucked back up in there. But yeah, it wasn't like a crazy morning. It was just kind of crazy how it all happened with no gobbling or no, not really knowing too much about the property. So it was cool.
Yeah.
A big bird. I think it was a little over 1.25 inch spurs on both of them, and then 10-inch beard. I mean, he was a good bird for sure. But I told myself I wasn't
That's a
letting
nice
this one
bird.
go.
That's for sure.
He's probably my biggest spurred turkey, that's for sure. I don't think I've shot a bird with spurs that big.
Is your
I mean,
your biggest bird, you said?
spurred wise, I think, yeah. Not
Spurs
beard
wise.
length, just spurs, yeah. Usually it's right about the inch mark for spurs for me. But this one, I mean, you could definitely, I mean, he was sharp. He was sharp. We'll be posting some pictures on that. I've been slacking on the old Instagram lately. But what about you,
Yeah,
man?
you have. I haven't been slacking on TikTok. I haven't
You
slacking
haven't.
on
I've been
TikTok.
seeing that. I've been seeing that. But I figured it'd be it's okay to take a little break once in a while. But what happened on your hunt?
I mean, nothing really. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, it got exciting this morning, but yesterday, was the first sit, and we set up on the back edge of my field just because I knew there had been birds in that area. That when I was seeing them out in the mornings, they were in the back strutting back there, and we sat there for I don't even know, the longest I've ever sat without moving before. Because on the property that's to the east of me, I can't use a shotgun. I have permission to hunt it, but I can't use a shotgun. So we sat there for probably 2.5 hours. Nothing. Right at that 2.5 hour mark, we look out and Tom pops out about 800 yards out in the field we could hunt, of course, still. And Ben and I look at each other like, you want to try it? And we're like, screw it, let's try it. So I ran back to the house, grabbed my bow.
Mm-hmm.
We cut down through the swamp, get up to the farthest point I can get without going out into the field, because it's a humongous field. There's a kind of, it's almost like this almost like where the woods juts out and it's all field around it. So we
Okay.
cut through that middle section, got to that farthest point, and Tom pops out. Another Tom pops out. Another Tom pops out. Another Tom pops out.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Another Tom. There was five Toms out in that field,
Holy crap.
and there was no hens. There was no hens. We're like,
shit, we're sitting in the
this is gonna be easy. This is gonna be
yeah.
easy. So we're sitting there, we're calling, they're fanned up. I mean, of course, these birds are still 300, 400 yards. They're still a long ways away.
Right.
And so I'm ripping on the box call there. Mind you, there's no gobbling taking place at all. and because we have the binos up, we're looking. There's no gobbling taking place. They're just doing spin and spin and spin, and all of a sudden, hen pops out of the woods. Hen pops out, and you thought those hens must have had something special because those 5 toms just followed those 2 hens around back and forth. We had one of the toms come across, maybe got to 150 yards, and then cut across and then went back towards those hens. We didn't, of course, bring a decoy with us because we were booking it. We're like, we'll just leave the decoy. Didn't think much of it. Hindsight, probably should have had a decoy, but with those birds already beat down the field, we didn't want to even attempt to make a move out of that field to put a decoy up to. So from in my standpoint, I was like, why bring one if we're not even going to try to put it out? It'd ruin the hunt, So those birds work around a little bit. We watch them for probably 30, 45 minutes. No reaction, nothing. They go back in the woods. We take off, So that was that. That was Friday or Saturday. After the hunt, Ben was like, don't you know one of the guys that owns a piece of property by the property over by the high school over there where I shot my deer at this year.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to the guy because we had a confrontation about property lines, and we're all good now, buddies. So I call the guy up and I'm like, hey, I was just wondering, if I could turkey on your property. I wasn't sure if you turkey hunt at all. I know you deer hunt, but if you could turkey hunt. And he's like, shoot as many turkeys as you can off that piece of property. I was like, oh, okay. I know I got a couple buddies that want to hunt. So, I mean, sure, of course.
Right.
And he's like, one stipulation. He's like, one stipulation though. I was like, what's the stipulation? He goes, if you find any morels out there, you bring them to me. I was like, all right. I was like, all right, we can do that. You can do that. So I lined up another piece of property that we could hunt, which was nice. So this morning we go out because I had that tom. One of the toms triggered my camera out back last night. So I knew exactly where he was going to be. I sent Ben a screenshot of Onyx. I'm like, that tom is roosted here. Let's set up here because he's going to walk this path. He's going to come to us. It's going to be done deal. He's like, cool. Of course, Ben sleeps in this morning a little bit. Don't get out there till, it was still fairly dark, but it was probably 5:45-ish. So, getting a little bit light, but still enough time. We get set up, a little bit of gobbling here and there, but nothing gobbling where I thought this tom was at. I was like shit. Like,
he was still
bird go.
Yeah.
No, he's still there, of course. And so it's probably 6:20-ish. He fires up on the roost. So I'm like, okay, cool. He's there. We're good. He gobbles one time on the roost. 6:45, he gobbles flying down off the roost. Not another gobble the rest of the morning from that bird. So we sit there.
You guys,
what's that? No, he was a ways away. So we were. You're not familiar with the property, but we walked in. We set up by a pivot. He was around the corner, up on a different wood, like around the corner, up on the wood lot. I'll send you an Onyx. So I'll show you the Onyx pin later. But we sit there all morning because we knew that bird was there. We knew he was going to come that way because the last time he roosted there, he walked by that camera 8:30. So I was like, we got some time, but I know what's that?
In the morning? Yeah.
In the morning, yeah. He walked by the camera 8:30. So I knew he was going to come by. I just didn't know when. I just didn't know, like, because he wasn't talking. So I was like, I don't know where he's at. So we're watching. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit, there he is. On the other side there's a drainage ditch. Other side of the drainage, he's walking, fanned out. Don't see no hens. Every time I gobble, every time I call, he puffs up, but no, doesn't gobble. Shit, what the hell? What's going on? I'm like, yeah, I just suck at calling. I'm like, Ben, you call a couple times. Nothing. He fans back and forth. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit, there's a hen. There's another hen. There's 2 hens with him. So he comes in front of my camera. This is right at 8:30. Oh. Right on the money. Walks across. And where we're set up at, I have a decoy out that's probably 20 yards in front of me because I'm with my bow.
Right.
I'm in just a little sliver of woods there with cover. So where he comes across, he won't see me until he gets the decoy. But if he comes straight on or anything, I'm just wide open. So I was hoping he was going to make what I thought he was going to do was come across at an angle, wasn't going to see me, get a draw and be good. So he's coming, he's walking the lot, and angling at me a little bit, but mind you, there's an opening between the 2 lots that goes out into the other field. we have a decoy in front of us. We have a decoy at an angle behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that turkey's coming, I wanted to have something behind us where it wasn't like, why is that hen sounding like it's in there, but there's nothing in there. So I was just trying to cover all my bases, which could have been the downfall in the end. But they're coming across. All of a sudden, the two hens make a beeline, go to the opening to come around the other side. With a bow, making that kind of move is a very hard play. So I get moved around. I'm watching that Tom, and so Ben is I'm standing. I'm kind of on my knees up a little bit. Ben is literally right in front of me because he was on the other side of the tree, so he had to spin. So I was shooting over Ben. So I can still see the Tom in this field, and the two hens are in a spot where we can't see. So we're sitting there watching. I'm kind of peeking my head back, still see the Tom, because he's looking like he might still cut and come towards us on the way we wanted him to come. So I was like, well, if he does that, we're screwed now too.
Right.
So he stays over there. He goes behind the tree. I'm like, okay, he's coming. Sit there. All of a sudden, one of the hens comes and walks by about 6 yards.
Ugh.
Doesn't like something. Pop, pop, gone. We're like, oh my god. But that Tom, that Tom didn't. We didn't see anything run away. We're like, maybe they just took off. They went around the corner where we couldn't see them. They're still there. So we sat there for another 15 minutes. Nothing. I'm like, all right, they're gone. So like we get up, we start walking back to my property, and I look down in the swamp, and there he is down in the swamp about 40 yards.
Oh man.
Fanned out down in the swamp. I'm like, he had no idea what was going on. We could have maybe at least made an attempt to move on him and maybe had something happen, but at that point he saw us and across the swamp he went.
See, I feel like we kind of had that same situation this morning where, I mean, the one property we went to, I had some pictures of some really big birds show up on it last week, and I bet you at one point there was probably 15 longbeards in the field, and with that many longbeards, I just feel like they're not all active. Like there's only 2 strutters out there, and that was it. Like the other longbeards are kind of just moseying around, just doing their thing, whatever. But I called one off, and he never gobbled, and I got up to look down the field because we thought we heard a different gobble, and I didn't look the way that he came, and he was probably 20 yards away from us down the tree line, and he putted, so I putted right back at him, and he stuck around for a little while, but then kind of just walked off. Like we didn't really like bump him or anything. But I feel like almost if you putt back at him to kind of make it seem like another turkey that's like, whoa, what's going on here? It kind of calms him down in a sense a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, it might a little bit, but if he sees you standing in the trail, he goes, he knows it's not a turkey.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if for your instance, I'm saying like if you would have putted at that.
Oh yeah.
Like it might have kind of calmed her down a little bit to kind of keep her around a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. This year's still been
in hindsight, yeah. What's that?
This year's still been super weird for us. I mean, obviously I missed the 2, but it's just it's hard for us this year. Some of the fields aren't completely like planted or tilled over, so they're overgrown, and it just all the water that we've had, it just makes it super difficult.
Yeah, I mean the water here has been the game changer, and one of the things, like in the 2 days we've hunted, we haven't had a single turkey gobble back at us at a single call. Maybe that's on the caller per se, but I mean it's been a weird year, like where you're not even getting the gobble off the roost. You're not, an owl call isn't getting the turkey fired up. Like it's just, I don't know.
What you guys need is you need me over there, right?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I'm gonna try in the morning. So last year when this happened, Ben and I hunted, and we had no success. And then the one time I hunted without Ben, I shot my turkey. So if I go in the morning and shoot a turkey, then I'm never probably gonna hunt with Ben again when I'm on the gun.
I'm not either. To be honest with you, I mean, I'm not gonna hunt with Ben either. Like, put the bad juju on me. I mean, like I said, I brought him over once for a goose hunt and put him on a good hunt, and he leaves bad juju for me, and I missed 2 turkeys back-to-back days, and he laughs about it. That's the worst part about it, and you laughed about it. That's even worse.
I laughed very hard about it.
Yeah, it was horrible. I was sweating my butt off looking for that turkey in that swamp, and then here you are laughing that I missed 2 birds, 2 different properties, back-to-back days. The first day, it wasn't really a
Well,
kick in the dick for me. The second day was just because I knew I felt like I hit him, and the first day I knew I hit the tree. Um, but I almost think, honestly, that the bird that I shot Friday could have been him because both of those birds ran towards that property. It's just on the other side of the road from him. And it's kind of funny
he
how
probably ain't coming back now. He ain't coming back now.
well, especially if that's the bird I shot, he's definitely not coming back.
Yeah.
But it's funny because the bird that I missed, he only gobbled like once or twice on the roost, and the bird that I shot only gobbled like twice out in the field, and that was it. He was just drumming out there. So I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I mean, obviously every bird's acting different, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
No luck from anyone else in the clan?
No one's gone out really. We went out walleye fishing for the tournament Saturday. We didn't do. I mean, we caught fish. Don't get me wrong, but we didn't do great in the weight standpoint of everything. But it's for a good thing for the city around here. It's a good time. We do the fish fry afterwards. We cook all the fish up, and I mean it's a good time. So we did that Saturday, and then I ended up passing out like halfway through the fish fry. I was just exhausted, and then so nobody went out yesterday, and then just me and Sid went out this morning. And that was it.
Nothing happened this morning.
No, just we had that one bird. I mean, we probably heard. I'm not lying to you. Probably 30 different birds gobbling this morning, but we just showed up late. We didn't sit where I needed to. Like I felt like we needed to sit. And I don't know. So my dad's gonna go back there in the morning, and hopefully he can get one done. Jimmy's gonna go with him to try to get some film for him, but hopefully they can get it done. So we'll see.
Hmm.
See, it's a good spot. It's just there's so many turkeys there. It's just hard to kind of pull them off of each other, to be honest with you. Especially earlier in the year with all the hens that are hot per se. It just makes it hard, makes it tough, in my opinion.
Do you have that property scouted out pretty well where you know where their travel patterns kind of go through?
To an extent, yeah, but it's hard because on the like a lot of the properties that I have aren't mainly like woods. It's mainly like field edges and stuff. So you really can't get near like the roost trees and stuff. So if they're stuck in like these wooded areas, you can't really get to them because we don't have permission on those properties.
Mhm.
So it just makes it a little bit harder in that standpoint. Like this property doesn't have like hardly any woods at all on it. They use the property a lot, but it's just you got to catch them at the right time. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what was walking through that piece we just got permission for today because we went after we left my property, went over there, had one get fired up and shut up immediately, but it was just all turkey scratches and see the tracks but there was so much water in there, so it was very limited for them to move in there. So it's just getting on them when they're in there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's, I honestly would like to come over one weekend or you come over here if you guys can't get it done to try to figure something out. Just to see that kind of property. And I don't know. I like trying to figure out property like that, try to learn different routes or ways or whatever it may be. Like the bird that I shot. I mean, I've been seeing that if it was the same bird, I've been seeing the bird out there anyway. And just trying to beat them the first time and being successful at it, it was pretty exciting. Like I said, it wasn't like the most exciting hunt, but it was still a good hunt. You know what I mean? It was still come in, gobbling, strutting. As soon as he turned it, like it's not like he put on a show or anything, but it was a heck of a bird though, for sure. You see him like a big
Yeah.
bird though, too.
I mean, at least he was gobbling and putting on a show, right? I mean, it's like this morning, like that bird coming in, like you could see he was putting on a show, but he wasn't talking. So I think Ben sent you a Snapchat, I think, of it
Mhm.
this morning, but like he was doing that the entire way, but he just was not wanting to say a single peep. He had his ladies and was not interested in anything else.
Now, I could be wrong on this, but I think technically, I think you could use a, let's say, a Reaper decoy to walk out into a field to set decoys out there. You know how you say you were kind of skeptical on setting the decoys out there? I think you can
Mhm.
use for decoy to walk out there, set decoys, and walk back with the Reaper. As long as you're not making movements towards that turkey or going towards that bird that you're trying to get, I think you're fine. I think as long as you're not gaining ground on that bird and trying to make moves on that bird, I think you can use that fan as a blocker per se to set decoys out in the field and maybe not be as open. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything.
Yeah, but wouldn't that technically be a movement towards that bird? Because I'm moving out like I'm coming at that tom to put those decoys, and then coming back. Wouldn't that be that act of
but you're not making.
pursuing that bird?
Like, I don't think you're making. I mean, it could probably go both ways, but you're not making an aggressive motion to that bird. Like you're not gaining ground on it. I mean, you technically are, but like you're not working your way towards that bird. You're just going into the field, 15 yards and then making your way back. You're not actively going right at that bird, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on
No,
that.
that-
I'm pretty positive that you could use a fan as long as you're not making a motions to gain ground towards that bird. Or if you're not actively hunting that bird behind that decoy per se. I mean, behind the decoy you're fine, but you know what I'm saying? It's a fine line, I think, but it's doable, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could if you had a tom decoy, you
Yeah,
could
it's the
walk
same
out with
thing.
a tom decoy, put it in the ground, and then walk back, type of thing.
Yeah, same
guess.
thing. Same thing. I mean, you're not going towards that bird. You're not creeping through the entire field after that bird. You're just setting it out there and kind of walking back, but just using that as cover. But even if you just went out there, threw a hen decoy out, and use that fan to walk backwards, I think you'd be fine. But I don't know. Something definitely you would probably ask your local DNR officer just in case, but I'm almost positive.
See, my buddy Kyle, he told me I could use his Reaper decoy. I just can't go at him like that.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't mention
Here,
that.
I wanna on live podcast. I want to ask your opinion on this here.
Okay.
So I'll give you a breakdown of that hunt. Here, let me show you. So I want to see what you think I should do for the morning. And this is what my thought was gonna be. All right, can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So this is my property. You see my mouse?
No.
Or you see?
Oh, yeah.
So you see that?
Yeah.
You see my mouse? So that's my property right there.
Okay.
So that's my property right there. This is where we walked in at this morning. We set up right here,
Okay.
and those birds were roosted. They're roosted over here. He walked like this, back and forth, and then came up, and then came out right there, and then went back in like that. That was him this morning. But there's birds that are roosting over here.
Okay.
And this is the farthest point I can get from walking from my property is right here. That's a long freaking ways. I was thinking about coming in off the road down here, parking, and walking up to this right here. It's like a big swampy, tall grass area.
Okay.
Do you think that coming from a different angle, you think that might pull those birds over here? Because they kind of meander over in this area. I just haven't seen them come across. So coming over on this side and see if I can pull those birds this way instead of pulling them across.
Why wouldn't you just hunt off of that point?
This point right here?
Nope.
Right here?
Where's your mouse? Go up a little bit, right, to the right there, to the right.
Right
yeah,
here?
right there. Yeah.
So that's technically not. Well, I guess that is JBS. That they own a little sliver.
Because
right here.
the only reason why I would pick that spot over the one in the middle of the field is I feel like the turkeys are going to feel more comfortable at least being closer to the tree line instead of being way out in the middle of the field like that. So they at least still have a little bit of cover around them compared to out in the middle where they're wide open. They really can't get anywhere.
Maybe I'll try that.
That's the only thing I can think
They'll
of.
put a little more. They'll put a little more distance between me and my truck too. My truck will be right down here.
Yeah, I that's where I would go personally. That or go sit in that hidden field or let that rest if you think you jumped that bird that much.
Well, I haven't hunted these. These are the birds. The one bird was by himself and went the other direction. These are totally different birds over here.
I might have to find a charger.
So, I don't know.
Might have to find a charger. But yeah, that's where I would hunt. That's where I would be at.
I think I'll try that in the morning. And so when I shoot a bird, you can say that you guided me to the path of killing a turkey on my side.
Oh, I still I'd like to go over there and hunt with you guys, to be honest with you. Just check it
All
out.
right, be at the house at 5:30.
Man, if I didn't have if work didn't literally blow up this weekend, I would take another day off. But we had some stuff literally blow up at work, and I got to be there pretty early in the morning tomorrow. Yeah,
Didn't have a proper electrician at work.
no, well, I mean, depends on who you ask. The guy that was on call, but there was guys there. It was just old stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Not great, but I don't know. But fishing was good. Fishing's been hot lately. Fishing's been really hot lately from all the people. You have to come over and fish too soon. Handlining,
I know
trolling.
I've been seeing on Facebook and Instagram, everyone's been just hammering.
Yeah.
How many
I,
fish were caught in that tournament?
oh,
You
I
know?
don't know. I don't know. A lot. A lot. I mean, it fed a couple hundred people. Put it that way.
I mean, because I was seeing the one video and they were just dumping fish. I'm like, holy smokes, that's a
And that was only one of the dumps. I mean, they did that 10 times. I mean, it literally looked like you pulled the plug out of the river and just dumped the whole basket. Whatever walleye you found out there that you got.
yeah. No,
Oh.
that's a ton of fish.
Yeah. So
What were the proceeds for?
it goes back to the city. Like I think a couple years ago they bought like an off road, like a 4-wheeler for like the rescue team for the city. Stuff like that. So I mean, it goes all back to the city. I mean, obviously, like there's prizes for first, second, third, and fourth, and fifth place, but in big fish and stuff. But yeah, it all goes back to the city for the most part. So it's good. It's good for a good cause. Good for the city. Just to kind of get everybody together though too.
Yeah, and are like all the volunteers, like fire, like firefighters and police and stuff like that, like the money's going to, or is it just like random people that
No,
volunteered
for that volunteer for the festival.
that
Or
were
for
cleaning all the fish and doing all that
yeah,
stuff? Yeah,
just volunteers, just people like Jake was out
Yeah.
there like cooking up fish and stuff like that. Just the city comes together, so it's super cool. It's super cool. I know I messed up. The turtle box to the rescue. Sorry about that.
the turtle box does everything.
It does, man. Thank God for it. To be honest with you, I'm excited to take him out to the beach here pretty soon.
I'm surprised you crazy cats haven't been on the beach yet. With how nice it's been.
We just got my boat. At least with my dad. My dad helped out a lot with getting my boat situated. Just changed the oil and the lower unit oil in it, so it should be out tomorrow in the water anyway. We should be able to dump it in there. But it's just we've been so busy with turkey season and him being out fishing and stuff, and Jake being out of town and stuff. It's been difficult. You know what I mean? Could you do me a favor and look up about reaping in Michigan, or like how? Like I don't even know what you would look up for that decoy, like we were talking about.
Mhm.
Because I'm kind of curious. Like from my understanding, that's how you do it. I know people are like completely against like the reaping decoys or whatever. In my opinion, yeah, the safety issue one, but for me, it's like, if it makes you happy to do that, then just do what makes you happy and what you enjoy with hunting wise, instead of caring what everybody else thinks wise. You know what I mean? I know that.
So it says reaping, the hunting method using a decoy to approach a wild turkey is considered illegal in Michigan. Safety concerns regarding the practice, which involve stalking birds with a fan, may lead to state wildlife officials to discourage the use. So
that's all it says, right? So I guess what I'm saying is like you can use it to for cover wise, as long as you're not using it to go after a turkey, you should be good then.
let me see if that has something about that. Can you use a turkey fan?
Or for hide, maybe.
No, it just says no, you can't use a turkey fan for cover. I would assume if you were to get stopped by the DNR officer and they saw you with a turkey fan, they would assume that you're using it for reaping, even if you were using it just for like you're sitting on the ground and have it in front of you. I think that's still considered like reaping in a sense.
See, I guess I would argue with that just because of the fact that every Tom decoy has a fan on it, so you can't just assume that I'm reaping it. But unless you see me using that decoy, because I know you can't use decoys like emotion decoys in Michigan either. So unless you see me making a motion towards that bird, like, so what you just said, if I carry that Tom decoy out into the field, that's technically reaping a turkey. Do you get what I'm saying though? It doesn't make sense. Like that officer would have to physically see you moving towards that bird to consider it reaping, in my opinion.
I think if you were to carry that Tom decoy out in front of you, put it down and walk back, I don't think that's considered reaping. I think if you were to have a fan and just like a reaping fan, like cover thing, and walk out, put a decoy out and come back, I think that they would consider that to be some type of illegal act.
I'd be curious to know the truth on that.
I would assume that if you had that type of equipment and had that in the field with you, I think you'd probably get a ticket for it just because you have it.
I bet you it would depend on the officer.
Probably depend on the officer, but I think that they would probably highly recommend you put that back in your vehicle.
I don't know. There's some stories, but because I've in the stories, I mean, like the local officer for us, like that's what he told me was as long as you're not making a motion towards that bird, you're fine. Obviously, you can't use it like and move around with it and stuff, but as long as you're not making a motion. But like I said, I think it goes back to the officer as well.
Yeah, I think if you were to have that in the ground in front of you, sitting in I think you'd be better off to have have a tom decoy set up in front of you. I think that
Right.
would be getting around the rules, right? Like, but if you had like a Reaper fan with the slit in the middle and you had your bow through it or your gun through it, I think people would be like, something ain't right here.
Yeah, I can see it that way for sure. I can see it that way. I don't know. And I'm not trying to make a rule to get around like the actual law or the law of reaping. Like I'm fine without it, obviously, but um, I don't know. What's your opinion on like just decoys in general? Because I try to use no decoys this year. Obviously, I killed one like mine without a hen, but it's such a back and forth thing nowadays with like people with decoys and no decoys, and what's your opinion on it?
I think it's just matching the spread. I mean, matching the birds in your area. Like for
Well,
me,
like I'm saying,
Well-
like with people that are against using decoys in general, like what are your thoughts on that?
my question would back to them be why? Like, what's
Well, they don't think it's natural, is what the whole thing is.
okay? Why are you using a shotgun to shoot turkey? That's not natural. Like I think it's totally fine. I think if it's a legal method to harvest a turkey or an animal,
Right.
like a deer, like using a deer decoy or using goose decoys. I mean, I think if it's a legal method, then I think it's totally fine.
Yeah, I'm with
As long
you.
as you're not penning up a hen or like chaining a hen to a tree or chaining a jake to a tree or whatever. I mean,
Is that a
like,
law? Asking
I
for
would
a
assume
friend?
you can't use. I don't know if it's a law. Let me see. Let's Google it.
No, let's not and say it's not. No, I'm just joking. Rip is cashed out sitting here. It's funny, dude. This dog gets so excited, like just to smell turkeys. I don't know what it is with him and turkeys. Like he's all over turkeys. I showed him the turkey that I got, and he's just all over them.
Turkey dog.
He's all over them.
You should have brought him with you, and you could have him fetch it up.
Yeah. That's the last thing I want is one of them spurs going through him.
Yeah, so it's illegal to use a live, mechanical, or electronic decoy to hunt turkeys in Michigan.
I'll tell my friend that asked me about that then.
I'll let him know too.
Yeah. All right. But well, I guess
No, I do want to ask you. I do want to ask you one thing because
yeah.
we haven't talked about it yet on the podcast. And I've been doing a lot of it. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, it's crazy to me that with all the things that he does, he doesn't do this, and that's morel mushroom hunting. Well, is there a reason why you don't do it?
No. I mean, I look for them. Like the one property owner we had, like they were growing in his front yard. I've only ever found them like once, to be honest with you. But granted, I haven't really like looked for them. There's really not a reason. I guess it's just turkey time. I guess you know what I mean. There's just it's almost like when you're shed hunting, you're not really caring about anything else besides shed hunting, right? Or like sheds. So like the only thing I'm really caring about right now is turkeys. So I'm really not looking for morels. I'm probably walking past a ton of them, but I just am not looking for them. You know what I mean? There's no rhyme or reason behind it though.
Yeah, I always just pictured like like how you're absolutely obsessed with shed hunting, and I feel like that's kind of morel mushroom shed hunting are kind of in the same boat in the sense of getting out in the woods and putting miles on and looking for mushrooms in sheds. You know, I felt like they're kind of in the same boat. So I was surprised when I feel like I'd never see you out there looking for mushrooms.
Yeah, I've never like went out there for it, but there's a lot of guys in the area that do, and then especially with like wild asparagus too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never done it, so I've never really had a kick for it, I guess, or a niche for it. To me, it's just another reason to get more ticks on you.
But they taste so dang good.
You didn't call me crazy. I've never even had one. I've never had one.
You've never had a morel mushroom.
Nope, never had one. But I've never found them to have one either, though. You know what I mean? So it's
You've
made
never
us
found a
motto.
you've never found a morel mushroom?
Me personally, no. I've never like actually found one. Like the one time that we found them, we were sitting with the property owner, and then the guy that I was with was like, "Oh, look at there's morels like all underneath us." We were literally standing like in a huge batch of them, and didn't even know it. And then the other day, The second time I've ever really seen them in person, one of the property owner's kids was like, "Oh yeah, there's mushrooms growing all over around the house and stuff." And sure as shit, like in the gravel driving up to the house, like there was morels just popping up out of there. But that's like the only 2 times I've ever seen them in person.
You might get a knock in your redneck
I probably
ranking.
will. I probably will.
Never actually looking for morel mushrooms. Never had a morel mushroom.
Nope.
That's insaneness.
Nope. Never have. But there's, I mean, it's almost like the waterfowl in the family, though. It's like no one's ever really done it. So, like, I've never really been around it, I guess, in a sense. I mean, I'm around them, but I just never really had a niche to do it, though. You know what I mean?
That's even my clickbait for this episode is going to be you never having a morel mushroom and
That's
living in
fine.
Michigan.
Which is crazy. Are they only like in Michigan, or like are they all over? Like,
I think they're definitely in different. They're in like. I mean, I know people in Ohio that find them and Indiana and stuff, but I mean, I don't know if
what
there's anything
states are more
southern. But
common in?
what's that?
I wonder what states are more common in. I guess.
I mean, I think it's like the Great Lakes region, I believe. Let me
Oh,
see
okay.
where.
I found those like peckerheads before out there.
Yeah, you should try some of those.
No, I'm good. Why? They taste bad? Oh, thanks a lot. Trying to kill me over here.
Michigan, Indiana, Missouri, Illinois, Ohio, and Wisconsin.
It's like Midwest.
Yeah. So they're technically in all 50 states, but the highest concentration are those 6 states.
The one property that we lost, the one that was like when we went down in the river bottom that one hunt, there was one guy that was there that I know he was finding them everywhere over there. That would probably be the prime spot to go, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, this year's been just like a perfect blend for mushrooms this year with it being super wet and super hot. Like last year, I didn't find a mushroom out back. This year, I found probably 50.
Now, are you cutting them like how they say to cut them off, or are you just pinching them off?
I cut them off, and then I have an onion sack that I carry, and I like shake them to get the spores out of them.
I was gonna say, because isn't there a way to like kind of cut them to where they keep growing every year? Or they
I
say,
believe there is. I usually just cut them at the base. I don't pull them out of the ground like some people pull them out of the ground, and I think that pretty much eliminates that.
germ.
Yeah. So I leave the stem in the ground.
Okay.
And I was taking a video of Rachel thus picking a mushroom, and she was like, I was like, gonna put it on TikTok and do whatever. She's picking it, and she's like, oh, mushroom here, mushroom here. I'm like, oh, cool, video. She goes to pick the first mushroom, pulls it completely out of the ground. I'm like, all right, now I can't post this back.
That'd be a perfect one to post, so because probably get grilled on it.
Yeah, her get bashed on TikTok for how to properly take a mushroom out.
Yeah, talk crap about our private donor.
No.
But well, let me know how you do in the morning.
No, I'm not gonna let you know.
That's fine too. I didn't really expect it. I was just saying that just to say it.
Nope. Until I get it reciprocated back to me, I'm not gonna reciprocate it back to you.
I don't expect you to say how good or bad you're gonna do tomorrow. But I will text you though to see how good you're doing.
I bet you won't.
I'll do my best.
See, the thing is I've been calling you more than you've been calling me, that's a problem.
That is a problem. I've been slacking.
And I don't call you much.
No, you don't. I've been slacking. Well,
I don't even have a chance to be able to be like, Kyle's calling me, not answer. Like, you don't even call me anymore to do that.
Hey, you miss me now. See, that's my whole goal.
Yeah.
That's the whole goal of it all. But, well, I will do better tomorrow. All right.
Okay. All right.
Well, good luck tomorrow. Let me know how you do or not. I'll text you or do my best to text you. I'll at least let you know how my dad does tomorrow, or you guys could just text each other. That's fine too.
I'll text your dad. I'm gonna text your dad in the morning and say, since Kyle doesn't say how he's doing, I'm gonna text Ray.
That's fine too. That's fine too. But I will talk to you tomorrow. I appreciate everybody tuning in on this podcast. It was just kind of a recap of our turkey hunts and the fishing tournament. I promise you we're going to get some fishing guys in here pretty soon and talk about more fishing and hopefully some more successful turkey hunts in the near future.
Yes, sir. And if you know anyone that wants to hop on, send us messages.
If you got any just questions that you'd like to talk to us about, or just topics or anything, just a debating topic, just let us know. That'd be good too.
What Kyle's going to do this week, he's going to put up a story.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to say, topics for the podcast. Put them in there, please.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep.
Do it.
I will put that on
Do
there.
it.
I will actually be posting a lot more this week. I can promise you that.
Do it.
But I appreciate everybody tuning in on this week's podcast. We'll catch you on the next one. I feel like I'm getting like ticks just crawling all over me right now, so I got to go check myself because I'm freaking out for whatever reason. So we'll see ya, and yeah, thanks again, everybody.
See you guys.